I'm Rick, and I'm at Snapper Point at Mornington. The cliffs off Snapper Point are not far from the main town of Mornington. And in fact, if you follow Main Street and just keep on going straight, you'll more or less run straight into them. The cliffs are just around the corner from the Mornington jetty and boat ramp. You can see the Melbourne City skyline not too far away. The shoreline faces southwest and it's protected from northeasterly winds. The underlying rock is a sort of brown sandstone which forms quite good structure. Lumps and bumps and bits sticking up. It's that rocky area that provides structure that's good for fish. But the rock quickly drops away to sand, somewhere between 20 to 40 or 50 metres offshore. The best ground is probably just off near the tip of the point, but there's still plenty of shallow reefy area close at Royal Bay. Like most other Port Phillip Bay dives, this is not an area that gets big swell. And when the wind drops, you can get dead calm. This makes for quite safe and easy entrance and exits. You get the usual Port Phillip Bay species here. You can find snook, dusky morwong, leather jackets, flathead. I've caught some quite nice pinkies here. So you get snapper here at the right time of year. Just over there behind me, I got a very nice snapper once. Pretty close to a PB. Not quite, but pretty close. And occasionally pelagics like Australian salmon and rat kings come through here too. There's blacklip abalone, but by gee, they've been picked over, and it's pretty hard to find one, and pretty hard to find one that's big enough to take. If you want to come down the cliff using the goat track, access isn't really easy, especially since those bushes have all got thorns on them. Some of the goat tracks are easier than others, but there are easier options like stairs, clambering down the rocks and then getting into that water, which is a bit shallow for starters, is pretty easy. The car parks are very close to the shore, so even though there's a bit of a cliff to go, it's not too hard or not too far to go to the water. Clifftop car parks, but they are full over summer on a nice sunny day. Street side car parking. Boats are a definite issue here. The area is close to a boat ramp. There can be lots of boats here and they can be going fast. A very visible float is definitely advised. You'll often get anglers fishing along this coastline here. In some places here the reef isn't that wide, so it's difficult to stay over reef and not get in the way of anglers. You want to remember the 8-ounce sinker rule. If you're close enough to the angler for them to cast and bounce an 8-ounce sinker off the back of your skull, you're too close. Picnic tables with compulsory seagulls. Coastal reserve nearby with plenty of picnic tables. Public toilets. How's it go on the scale of convenience? Well, climbing up and down the cliffs is a little bit uncomfortable. I reckon that's a -1. But there are stairs, so that might be a +1. Car parks are close to the water, that's a +1. There are toilets in a nearby reserve, so if you've got kids that really need to go to the toilet, that sort of thing, it's family friendly in that way. And you're only 5 minutes walk from the centre of bloody Mornington, where you can get some of the finest coffee in Victoria. Back around at Royal Bay, there's a very family friendly beach. Royal Bay's at the southern end of the Snapper Point cliffs. It's opposite the Royal Hotel. Access is relatively easy, but parking can be tricky. So if you want an easy dive, in a place where it's relatively family friendly, not too far from Melbourne, where there's a chance in season of quite a nice snapper, this is not a bad place to come.